Thank you so very much for being back. And if you just joined us, this is Enterprise Morning, reaching you from Enterprise Television. Let's head straight to our conversation for today. 5 years ago, Nigeria's streets echoed with chants of defiance. Young voices demanding an end to police brutality and impunity. From Lagos to Abuja, the hashtag EndSARS movement united a generation determined to reclaim dignity and accountability from a system that had failed to protect them.
Very true. Today, October 20, marks 5 years since that uprising, a milestone in civic awakening and a painful reminder of delayed justice. The movement's legacy endures through its martyrs, the memories of the protests, and the unfulfilled promises of reform.
And also, the protests were born out of a decade of frustration with the Special Anti-Robbery Squad SARS, notorious for harassment, torture, and killings. What began as an online campaign exploded into one of the largest youth-led movements in Nigeria's history.
At its heart were not just celebrities like Falz, Mr. Macaroni, and DJ Switch, whose live stream from Lekki Toll Gate shook the world, but also lawyers, medics, and grassroots volunteers who sustained the cause. The Lekki Toll Gate, now a symbol of resistance and grief, witnessed the night soldiers open fire on unarmed protesters, an event hushed in collective memory despite official denials.
All right, let's get talking. We still have Barrister Ufeli, to take us on that particular one.
Yeah.
And interestingly, Barrister, you witnessed it. You were there when it all happened. If you may, in the next 60 seconds, can you still run us through? Because 5 years is beginning to get out of people's mind like it never existed. Run us through just before we get deeper into...
Yes, children that were born that year, they are 5 now.
5 years.
Yes.
Yes, meaning that they were never witnesses to what has happened. But because this will be etched in our history, one way or the other, they will still get to know about it. On that particular year in 2020, October 2020, the protests had been ongoing 5 days before that day. Okay, and it was about the EndSARS, because the SARS then used to be a department of the police force that was meant to confront and arrest highway robbers. That was formed so many years back in the early 90s, before that time. Now, they lost touch with their objectives, and began to kill people extrajudicially, extort people at gunpoint, using all manners of... In fact, at some point, there was no family in Nigeria that you will not trace one form of police brutality, wherein citizens were shot, injured, maimed, and sometimes put under very excruciating conditions. So it happened that the citizens had to protest against it and put up a very strong resistance and block the Lekki Toll Gate. The whole of that Aziz Ozumbambadiwe in Lagos, Nigeria. As that was ongoing, the same protest was ongoing in many states of the country, from Enugu to Abuja, Abuja to Ondo, Ekiti, and the rest of them. Was ongoing nationwide. And the demand was placed before the Inspector General of Police at the time, and the protest went on for so many days. Now, what happened during the protest is that we saw a new Nigeria during the protest. At the protest ground, you had people who were caterers. They cooked food and drink to serve people for free. There was medics all over the place. When people get exhausted, they faint, they got injured, they were taken into an ambulance where there's already medics there. Then those who were good at alcohol, who had what it is they were looking for. Those who had no place to stay, had no place to, no no homes. Came there to
make that to their
abode.
abode for the meantime.
The Muslims, the Christians, they protest the fire, religion, ethnicity, diversity. There was nothing like that. Everyone was ready to share what they had.
Yeah.
Okay, when the Christians were praying on a Sunday, the Muslims surrounded them. Okay, when the Muslims were praying on a Friday, the Christians surrounded them and gave them protection. It has never happened in the country. So a lot of things we saw that Nigeria is possible in a lot of ways. That so many things are possible in this country, and they weren't happening because anybody was planning it. It was spontaneous. It just came to people from the cosmic. It just came to them by intuition, instantaneously. The protest was leaderless. Nobody was leading the protest. Nobody was the head. That was why it was difficult for government to penetrate and the rest of that. The former owner of Twitter, that's
Jack Dorsey.
Jack Dorsey, you know, gave the protest an emoji, and then through cryptocurrency, the protest was being funded from all over the world. You understand?
Yeah.
And because it was going through blockchain technology, the federal government was unable to intercept the funding. When they could not intercept the funding, on the 20th, that's today, around 7:25 p.m., you know, the military came, okay, and opened fire at protesters. They were shooting protesters, they were shooting people. People were falling, people were injuring, they were picking up dead bodies. That's exactly what they did. Until today, they claimed that there was no massacre. After the NSAS protest, 2 separate panel of inquiries, okay, 3, because we had the Lagos State NSAS panel of inquiries, we had the Human Rights Commission panel of inquiry in Abuja, okay, and we also have a court judgment from the ECOWAS court recently. The one from Abuja, the panel in Lagos indicted the Lagos State government, said that there was massacre, that the police the soldiers actually killed a lot of persons, citizens, and took their bodies. And that was when the Lagos State government became angry at its own panel of inquiries. And even though the compensation from Lagos State government reached a few, but those who died, who were killed extrajudicially, the Lagos State government still denied that nobody was extrajudicially killed. So it means that there's an open wound somewhere for those who lost loved ones, and the states have declined to take responsibility. Now, when you talk about the one in Abuja, the Human Rights Commission panel, they came up with their report and everything and submitted to the federal government. I don't think the federal government has attended to that report. Lagos State government report too. They only took care of some people. Then the matter went to the ECOWAS court, and recently, about a year and now, the ECOWAS court delivered a judgment to the fact that there were human rights abuses. Though the ECOWAS court did not accede to the fact that there was killings or there were massacre and the rest of that.
Despite evidence?
They didn't. They said that it was not proven. No, it was the panel of inquiries that actually went that deep and all that. So, but they awarded, damages. And the government should pay a certain amount of money to certain persons and all that. But to date, I don't think government have complied. Even though as at that time, the Nigerian president was the chairman of ECOWAS. That's at the time the judgment was delivered.
Muhammad Buhari late.
Yes, yes. Was the not
Tinubu. Okay. When it was
Tinubu,
fine.
Yeah, it's just a year.
Okay.
Tinubu was the chairman of ECOWAS there, and that judgment was delivered. I don't know whether that judgment have been enforced. Okay, but it clearly stated that there was serious human rights abuse. Okay, and violations that as such, government must pay compensation, damages to the following persons and all that. See, today I don't know whether that has been achieved. But one thing I know is that the Nigerian government owes the citizens of this country an apology. They owe the citizens of the country reparation. Reparation is very, very important. A lot of people lost loved ones, and they are not lying about it. These were people who existed before the protest. They were the protest ground, you know, as at the time the army shot at them. After that incident, they've not been seen today. You understand? In criminal prosecution, in criminal proceedings, when the arrow is pointing to one direction, okay, every time it's pointing to one direction, everywhere you go it's pointing one direction. By the time you eliminate all impossibilities, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. You understand? If everybody passed into this particular road, into this doorstep, into the room, and soldiers came into that room and shot a lot of people, and so many people came out from that room, and some of the people who went into that room, though you didn't see that they were shot, but after the army shot on that day, they never came out from the room, neither from the window or from anywhere else. And from that time to today, they've not been seen. When you eliminate all impossibilities, whatever is left, however improbable, must be the truth. And that's exactly what happened. These persons were humans. They had relations. They were confirmed to be at the protest on that day. They never came out from the protest. Their bodies were never seen.
Wow. Nigeria really happened to them. Well, Barrister, 5 years ago, or 5 years on, do you think the movement achieved by this last scene institutional change has really changed the police system?
Especially with the disbandment of the SARS.
Yeah, well, it reduced extrajudicial killing in terms of the unit, that corporate unit, police unit called SARS. It reduced extrajudicial killing. Not like extrajudicial killing has ended.
Okay.
Because just 2 years ago, a lawyer was killed by the police in the presence of the husband and the son. You remember?
Yeah.
Christmas
Lekki.
Yes, at Lekki.
Yes, the lady.
That was
Then
on Boxing Day.
from that time too, we have seen killings in Woroshoki. We have seen killings in Oshodi. Seen killings at Ogba and so many other places. Extrajudicial killings where police shot people indiscriminately. Just today as we are speaking. While the protest was ongoing, I was watching from the internet online before this interview. The police has opened fire on protesters today.
Yes.
As we speak today. The police has opened fire. There have been no report of casualty yet, as at the time I saw that online. So you see that though SARS has been disbanded, but the elements in the police force that made up that SARS have been redeployed to other departments of the police force to continue havoc. So the fact that they disbanded is just to cool down the name, the characters that constituted that extrajudicial killing are still within the police force. That is why extrajudicial killing has not ended. Still, when they try to extort and you refuse to give them money, they look for one problem and yank it on you and delay you and ensure that they collect money or they threaten you and the rest of that. Apart from that, there's a case in Delta State now, a young guy that was apprehended. The police seized foodstuff report. The wife just gave birth. The police seized plantain, seized gari, and coconut, and all those things. The police seized it from him. You understand? Arrested him, took him somewhere, asked him to use his card, you know, to withdraw money from his account. After he withdrew money, they still did not release him. They asked him to call his wife. The wife should bring money. If he does not bring money, they will kill him. He communicated the wife had to run to the church. The church had to get money. The church had to report to police. So when you start to see things like that, you see that though they ended SARS, by public demand, by popular demand, extrajudicial killing has not ended.
So how can it be stopped? Like, how can we curb this menace?
Now, the way to stop is that the police should, first, this thing about people, entry level for the police, before now, entry level for the police was primary 6. Before now. Okay. See, officers that went to university don't shoot citizens. They can't do it. You know why?
Why?
They've gone to school, they've read, so their intellectual has their faculty is broadened. They are not brutish, they are not animalistic, because they went to school. You understand? Entry level, before now used to be primary 6, they increased it to secondary school. I think in year 2000 or something.
Okay.
Now, people are agitating that they should increase it to OND. You understand? Me, I don't even agree with that. I still believe that somebody that have OND is not yet eviscerated. It's in between. I think a policeman should be a graduate. Yes. Increase their salary. Increase that minimum wage or whatever it is. Get graduates. Get graduate as entry level. The question is, people say that not many people will join once they are graduates. And I agree too. Because at the point when you have read up to BSc, you will not want to join.
Police would never be an option.
No, it can't be an option.
You change career.
Except the police will have been made so attractive by what they will get as remuneration and the rest of them. Because a lot of people are also jobless.
Yeah.
And then they may consider it. But that's what I think. But all over the world, policemen are not, entry level is not graduates. Even in America, some policemen are so daft in America, I'm telling you.
Really?
Yes, they will cock gun. By the time you are not in the US, once they stop you, your hand must be up. Your hand must be up. You understand? Because the legalized gun there. By the time you try to want, until they ask you to bring out your identity or whatever it is, I think that's when you bring your wallet or whatever it is out, and they'll be watching your hand.
Okay.
They are very vigilant because they kill them a lot.
Yes.
They kill them a lot. Like they kill in Atlanta. If you watch TV for 1 hour, you will not want to go out in one day. Yes, you will be scared of going out. You heard that in so place. 2 policemen were gone down. One gone down. It's too much because everybody's armed. Everybody's armed. Yes. So they are very, very strict. You understand? They are very, very strict. So in America, if you want to join police, you go to the police station at your community. The police station there. You indicate interest, they give you form, they fill it, then you join. Yes.
Oh, so they don't go to school? Do they?
They go to school, but it's not. You mustn't be a graduate. I think it's high school.
Oh, okay.
So, and the police station will write vacancy in a chalkboard and put it in front of the police station. You come and join there. That's how they do it. You know, it's proper federalism.
Yeah.
There's no central police in America. Every state is independent. You have the LPD, you have the NY, whatever it is, New York Police Department. Everybody have their own. So you don't go to Abuja or you go to Kaduna and now recruit everybody. You're not post to state. No. You go to the police station in your backyard and go and join. So that's how it is done. So it's a different system entirely. But police brutality is virtually in many countries of the world. But the Nigerian case is triggered by so many things. It's triggered by lack, poverty, economic instability, hunger, greed, you understand, wickedness, so many things are involved. You understand? Over there, police are fairly paid. I think it's about $35 per hour and the rest of that. And because they work long time, so they have money. If you are paid $95 per hour, you are talking about being paid maybe close to 50,000 naira per hour. That's what it means. So that every week, because they pay weekly, that is enough.
Yeah.
Even with 4 children, it's enough because some of them will do up to 12 hours in a day. And when you multiply 50K, we're using Nigerian naira times 12 hours per day, it's so much money in a day.
Yeah.
Even though it may not be too much big money over there. Yeah, because but it's something. They are any more than our professors.
Yeah, they do.
They are any more than even some middle level bank managers in Nigeria. So that's what they mean. So, but they are still aggressive, very, very aggressive, very, very aggressive.
Wow.
All right, so let's
anyway.
Look at the place of President Bola Tinubu in with the NSAS thing.
Okay.
I remember just after the massacre at the toll gate, President Bola Tinubu was questioned what he felt about the killing. What he said, I love to paraphrase him, that did anyone do an investigative work on the characters of those gathered at the toll gate there?
And who sent them there?
Now, with that kind of statement and having the President Bola Tinubu as the president now, do you think he truly cares?
I don't think he cares because a day to the commencement of the protest, he left the country.
Yes.
He was in France. And during the protest, he was called on phone. Because some persons were threatened, they were about to go into that hotel.
Yes.
The hotel
that
allegedly belongs to him. I think they even gained entrance.
Yes, again they destroyed some cars.
Some things, but not so much before the security
intervened.
You understand? So his response is that he does not control the army. But they were accusing him of calling the army. He said he does not control the army. They asked him so many questions. He answered those questions, but he was in panic mode. We could hear it from his voice and the rest of that. You know, at that point, it looked like Nigeria was going to have a revolution. Because the moment they banned SARS, the next day the protests continued. And the protesters now started asking for regime change.
With the burning of police stations and killing of police
even banks,
officers, banks,
and
so on and so forth. Yes, but as much as we do not, of course, like what they did, especially with the burning of the BRT buses in Lagos, which was so gory.
The High Court and the Manchester were burned.
You understand? You know, but the Lagos State approach
Joba's palace was
he was even chased away from the palace there. But the way the Lagos State government turned around that and made it more like ethnic centric, like the people who did all of those mayhem weren't Lagosians. Do you think it senses speaks on responsibility?
It didn't fly. The narrative didn't fly. It was a wrong narrative because there was nothing like tribe. There was no tribal orchestration of anything. It's just a very selfish way to address a general common problem. The people who were being killed by SARS were both Yoruba, Igbos, Hausas, everybody. Everyone have tasted that mayhem. Most family households have tasted that. The footballer in Ogba that was killed.
Yes.
It was shot down, gunned down, young boy. You know, police brutality. So it's even a Yoruba person. Okay, so that's why that thing could not be sustained. I know that the protest was hijacked at some point.
Yes.
Because the people who started it are the youth of the middle class.
Yes.
You understand? Even though many of them are abroad now. Many, almost the entirety of them are gone. So that middle class, they were able to communicate effectively with themselves while the protest was ongoing. Even the touts couldn't come close because touts, by their nature, they can be very rash, but they see learned people. They are very intimidated. They will stay on their own side. You understand? So, but that middle class, sub-middle class could not communicate effectively with the tout for them to see the dimension and the reason for this thing. Any piece of paper that dropped on the floor, people picked it, and the place was so neat and it was a very organized. Touts couldn't have invaded it, but when these guys came to shoot the soldiers, the moment that opera, that whole place became disorganized, that was when the Tals hijacked it. And I started opening stores in Lekki, breaking down stores and looting. Yes. That night, what was looted that night after the soldier had gone? Because everyone was afraid. You understand? Even people started robbing in Lagos. But the police closed all the police stations. Put their uniform in their bag. Yes.
They were disguising
and just
themselves.
the society look like every other person. Because any policeman they see, they will kill them.
And that actually gave birth to the 1 million boys.
Yes.
That was after the
The
NSAS
1 million
issue.
boys now came from. They started
In
from
fact,
Agege and move into
even Ajegunle.
move into Mushi. And Mushi had already prepared ground for that, and that was how they were taking people's pot of soup, breaking and just mayhem everywhere. You understand? So at that point when it got broke down, I didn't support the burning of buses, the burning of police stations, the whole of Costain and Sulere. They entered all the police stations there, took guns.
Yes, exactly. What?
Open Morris. Yes. They went to the High Court. They started conducting trial. Took the judges with them and wore it.
Yes, I think I saw that. It was social media.
Went to the Yoruba's palace, took his staff of office, sat down on his chair, and conducted.
I was swimming in the pool there. Lots of.
It was an opportunity for them
It was
to.
lawlessness. It was serious lawlessness. At that point, I had washed my hand off the protest because it was no longer protest. Now it's mayhem. Now it's mischief, and a lot of things happened. So the government is aware, and that's why they don't want any repeat of anything.
Very well.
They don't want, and every October 20th, they used to deploy soldiers there.
At the toll gate.
If you go and pass there, you see soldiers there, because they don't want anyone to come and renew anything. Or whatsoever. It was a tough time for this country.
All right, my last question, just before we call it a wrap for the show today. How safe 5 years after is DJ Switch? Do you think she is good enough to come back to Nigeria and live like every other Nigerian without anyone coming after her?
Yeah, I think she sought asylum in Canada.
Yes.
The last time I heard that. And his asylum was granted.
Yes.
So between when he sought asylum and now, he should be a citizen now. Yeah, he should be a citizen. So the Nigerian government froze the account of many citizens, prosecuted many of them, and are still after so many of them. You understand? So, well, I think even though the regime, there's a change of regime already, though by democratic means, but I think the police is still after, the DSS are still after those people because their names are already on the watch list. So what it means is that when he steps into the country, they will hold him at the airport, hold her at the airport. So I think she has to give it time. She has to give it time because those who are in power today were once in exile. Yes, the likes of Tinubu and the rest of them. They were all on watch lists, all of them. So, but with time, with the passage of time, even watch list itself, I mean, when there's reconciliation and all that, there will be nothing to hold them against. I mean, somebody, the likes of Ojuku, led a full-fledged war. She came back to Nigeria. So
and vied for the position of the president.
Yes, even contested on that. And now it said that Biafra is now within of the mind and the rest of that. So they can always come back when the time is due. Not now, but when the time is due, when the coast is clear, they can always come back because that your name is on watch list is not that you have committed an offense or it's a crime. It's still an allegation. Everything borders an allegation. It was a protest. Most of the persons who were arrested have been released. Those who were tried and all that, were not convicted because protest is a fundamental right. And the rest of that. So I don't think they can always come back to their country. All
right, that's very well said. I think we have to leave it at this point. On softer mood, I saw a comment just now from someone who said in Pidgin that those who don't die as a result of the NSAS, good things in Nigeria done better now.
Seriously. If only they can just rise and
nothing has changed.
nothing has
No, between
changed.
that time and now, things have gotten worse. Yes, now
5 years later.
That happened after the protest, after the lockdown.
After the lockdown,
Yes,
just
so
immediately
after
after, we were
lockdown.
still.
Yeah, that was
at the
around.
point
Yeah,
of,
that was around
getting-
July.
So as at the
And
pre-lockdown, Nigeria wasn't this bad. We're buying fuel for 90.
It was still
190
yes, it
or
was still
something.
200.
Even after the lockdown, we're still keeping up. We're still adjusting.
Yes.
Not until we now
The
entered another.
The lockdown, after the lockdown, people still.
Yeah.
When
Yes.
you go to market at that time,
Yeah.
you buy
You
enough.
buy things very
you
well.
buy enough things. Things were not this bad. Okay. So we're now overwhelmed, and it's unfortunate.
Very so unfortunate. We are very so pleased that we are alive to witness a very
Exactly.
historic event, which I would love to believe in the future. Those coming after us would read that from our history books,
Yeah.
and of course, imagine how it all happened and all. But it's very important that we are documenting some of these facts, as such that the future would have more than enough reason to see some of these things and make with them whatever it is that they want to do that from.
Very
That's
true.
our time for today. Thank you so very much, President.
Thank you,
My
Barrister.
pleasure.
For being here.
Thank you very much.
So we'll have to leave it for now. We'd love to say thank you for making this a day. Please do well to follow us. You can find us at enterprisetvnews.com. You may equally rewatch this if you may when you visit us at Enterprise TV7. I am Henry Igbebike.
And I am Kehinde Bodunrin.
Have yourself a blessed day, and God bless Nigeria. God bless you, and we'll see you.
See you next time.